Also, something we've had a chat about with different, with you, Ash, and a couple of members of our community is about this glass here. And again, I think this is a really individual and personal decision about what your preference is, what you like to sort of have around you
Mhm.
spatially, but also for safety.
Yeah, I wish I had another picture for you that shows how wide it is. So like they're they're still like 1200 millimeters that I can actually enter the shower. So I think the shower screen is only like 60 mil. So like
Yep.
it definitely doesn't impact my ability to get into the shower. And I was super keen on having a shower screen, a glass screen, because it's like an open room that I didn't really want water to go anywhere because that's
Yes.
obviously would make things a bit of a hazard for me. But yeah, and the builder had worked with other NDIS clients before, and he recommended what width to go and like not to go any wider. Or I think we originally wanted to go a little bit smaller, but he said no, you can go a little bit wider. So yeah, or he knew what was compliant and what was worked for the NDIS as well. So um yeah, I really like it.
Feel free to pop any questions in the chat for Ash about the actual design if you have any questions for that as well. I know that there are a couple of questions that came in earlier. So from Lois, did you have a choice on the tiles, paint colors and finishings, Ash? If you could share some of the details there about what was included from a funding perspective and what were some nice to haves as well.
Mm. When the builder quoted the job, um, the tiles to the roof are not included. I think it's like kind of three-quarters of the way up. So, um, and he recommended all the finishes, which I did change a little bit. But anything over what's funded, you just pay the difference. So, obviously going tiles to the roof, added a little bit extra on, but that is something I wanted. And the, I think my God, I've just forgotten what it's called. The shower, no, the basin tap where the tap is, the basin.
Yes.
Um, he recommended that in the toilet. I chose the fittings, like the grab rail, the shower handle with the
Yes.
rails,
Yep.
and the tap mixer shower seat as well. I chose that. So, did a little bit of research beforehand of what kind of products I wanted. And the builder just gave me an idea of whether that fit it into the budget or whether or not that was additional. But yeah, I guess biggest thing is the tiles because I went to the ceiling. They are non-slip. They're like a really rough, they're like an in and out tile that can be used outdoors as well. So definitely not slipping on those. But he told me which ones he uses and said I could go and check them out to see which color I wanted and that kind of thing. So
Great.
yeah. I was able to go and look at tiles beforehand and choose what I wanted. That was probably the only thing that I went and looked at beforehand and chose. It was, yeah, the tiles with the paint. Um, I'm actually not sure. They just matched it to what I already had in there, or what I already have in there in the house. I'm sure you can change the color, but
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
it's entirely like from a from a looks perspective, they pretty much will do what you want, given how much funding you have, and then if it's additional, you'll pay the extra.
Great, thanks, Ash. So this just must be making an incredible difference now that you've moved back home and settled in day to day. Um, in terms of that daily independence, what would be the three biggest things that make a difference to you in the design and these considerations?
I think the clear kind of open space is the biggest thing. You can just see in that first photo there, I actually put a ensuite door into my bedroom, which is probably the biggest and one of the biggest changes as well, because it means that I can access the bathroom directly from my bedroom, which is amazing. It's a really wide door, bigger than the actual door to the hallway. So if I ever need to use the wider door, I just kind of come through my bedroom and use the wider door. But that was such a game changer for me having that. The flooring, so you know how slippery bathrooms or laundries or whatever can be if they're that shiny kind of tiles. So
Yes.
having a non-slip flooring was such a big change, and probably just having like grab rails in all the right spot that aren't stick-on ones anymore. So yeah, the one at the shower is amazing, and I haven't got it pictured there, but next to on the other side of the shower seat, I've actually got a really solid rail, which is a towel rack. Um, and it's a grab rail as well. So it kind of, I guess, doesn't look like a grab rail, it just looks like a towel rack. But yeah, that's really good too.
It's just great. Must give you so much confidence, just, rather than being really concerned and cautious at every step of the way. Now you've just got such a functional space, but a beautiful space as well from that work that you've put in. Um, looking back, there's a couple of questions about this as well, so sort of thematic. So for anyone on the call that is looking to start their own home modifications journey, what would be your first tip to help them get started and really to give them confidence?
Um, just to take it step by step, stay organized, work with people who listen to you. I think I shared in my blog, but the whole process took about 18 months, even though it was a 5 week job in the end. It took 18 months to get there. So it felt like such a long time. But staying organized, um, chasing people if you don't have answers, including the NDIS, and just being able to advocate for yourself. I guess I'm fortunate I'm in a position that I can, but you know your needs best, and making sure that you're heard throughout the process. I was really lucky with the my builders because they did and they absolutely wanted um to make it work for me. So yeah, I think
Yeah, so important. Um,
results are definitely worth it. You can
they
see.
look like it. Narelle Hinkley at Tom asked you, Ash, what's the one thing you'd do differently if you were to go through the process
Oh,
again?
good question. Um, I actually don't know. I think like everything's great. The only thing that slightly bothers me a little bit at the moment is that the toilet that I have in here is quite a bit higher than my old toilet. So little things that I hadn't thought of, like the height of the toilet and that kind of thing, that I just skim past and let the builder put in. Although I guess higher toilets are more accessible, whether or not they work for you. Um, and that's something I didn't know until it was already in. So yeah, the
And
height
was
of
that something
things.
sorry, was that something your OT was involved in as well in the height recommendation, or that was really based on your personal preference?
I guess that's probably really personal, but um the OT and the builder recommended heights and products that were just really compliant, what they'd already used in other accessible modifications. I think this builder in particular has worked in like aged care facilities and that kind of thing. So they knew kind of like what heights to put everything. So even though I had the opportunity to go back in and like measure the shower seat and the grab rail and that kind of thing, they um said like, oh, here's where we normally put them. Does that work for you?
Yes.
So yeah, I guess I was um yeah, fortunate that kind of like they already knew what they were doing. Felt like I was in good hands.
It
Um,
sounds like it.
just little things as well, like see where um the toilet roll holder is. I was like, oh, can you turn it around the other way so it's closer to me? And they were like, we normally recommend it this way because when you pull the toilet paper, if it's around the other way, it will fall off.
Pull out.
And I was like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Oh, keep it where it is then. So yeah,
Great collaboration.
yep, they were really good. But everything
We
else is amazing. I don't think I would change anything else.
What a great result when you've had so many decisions to make over such a period of time, and to meet your accessibility needs now, but also looking into the future, because this is your home. You know, this has been designed so personally for you. Um, I hope everyone has found this session valuable. We're out of time. We've just been racing through the information. Ash, thank you so much for being so honest and sharing your journey, and your experience with this. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. Good to chat.
It's really, really helpful for people involved in the process, and to have your blog to refer to as well. So I think key takeaways from Ash about the importance of planning early. If you think that you are going to need some home modifications, now is the time to get onto it and start planning and going through that approvals process, because there's a lot to take into consideration and a lot of people involved. So we hope that that is helpful as well. I think Ash's ability to work with such trusted and experienced professionals, as well, has really resulted in such a great outcome, and having a team that she can trust, and to ensure that there aren't more delays in a process that's also pretty lengthy. So thank you very much for joining us. Our next webinar coming up is updates to STR, which is the new short-term accommodation. So we'll send you out some details of that. This session has been recorded, and we'll send that around if you have anyone in your community that would like to watch the recording later. But thanks again, Ash. It was really great to have this conversation today.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.